and welcome to another episode of the Never Words podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brown, joined as always by my brother Jack. Jack, the Red Sox are playing some good baseball right now.
Yep, no doubt about it. We're gonna get into it in a second. They're hammering the baseball. Well, I could just be everybody's rubber band really quick.
Rubber
Oh, they
Band
are.
Man,
Yeah,
you ever heard that
good
song?
song. Yeah, terrific. Uh, while they are on a heater, 7 of their last 10, um, they're still 6.5 games out of the Toronto Blue Jays, who are also on fire. Three back of the Yankees, who are better than them, and 2.5 back of the Tampa Bay Rays, who have found their stride as well. And by the way, I know he's not on the rundown. Junior Caminero, the real deal over in Tampa Bay. So yes, the Red Sox are good, but everybody pump your 10-win Patriot brakes because this is the same roster that we had when we traded they had when they traded Rafael Devers. It's just not listen, Roman Anthony, who we absolutely have to talk about, looks like the absolute real deal. But other than that, you have a bunch of guys who are surging right now that can they keep it up? Is this going to be like a Garrett Crochet thing where Trevor Story gets back to Coors Field levels of being hot for the rest of the year? Or is it Trevor Story in May from a couple of years ago? Is he going to come back down to earth? Um, are guys like Dick Fitz just going to keep giving you 5 to 6 no or not no hit, but shutout innings? And is this going to keep up, Tom, when you get back from the All-Star break and you face Chicago, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles in back-to-back series instead of the Chicago White Sox, the Washington Nationals, and the Colorado Rockies, who already have 70 losses?
I There's a lot to unpack here. It was a
I did
simple
just give you an open.
it
Yeah,
was a
I
it
gave you a
was a
lot.
simple statement, and you went with a Shakespearean monologue there. Uh, that was if you know I've never written a screenplay, but it feels like that's a two-page monologue. Um, so let's start at where I was going to go, and you touched on it. Um, my question was going to be, is this just another up where they'll come back down and then just end up around 500? Because even after this winning streak, and I mean, as you mentioned, they're playing the Rockies. They're up 6-1 right now. So in the last 10 games, they've scored 82 runs. Um, I think they are just kind of that 500 team. So they, like you mentioned the upcoming schedule, it gets a little tougher. Um, even though they're playing this well, they're only 2 games above 500 now. They'll be three after tonight. It's exciting, but I think
Fun to watch.
if people were to go back to 2024 and 2023, they kind of did the same thing both of those seasons where they were hot right before the All-Star break. And then that puts them in the weird, we're just around 500. Should we contend? Should we sell? Should we buy at the All-Star break or at the trade deadline? That's what I'm afraid of. I've been afraid of it yet again. Uh, so I mean, I'll just ask you that right now because I had it in the rundown. Do you think they buy or sell at the trade deadline?
I Oh my gosh, Tom, I think they tricked themselves into trying to buy, and I'm not confident they buy the right player. I agree with you. This is a 500 baseball team. They're still making the bad defensive plays. They're playing bad teams, teams worse than them. I mean, I don't see it. I still don't see it. We're going to talk about the guys who need to be talked about. But I mean, other than them, these are still the same guys making the same mistakes. Granted, you're going to get better on Wednesday, but where's the depth in pitching? Like, it's not the addition of Alcala. I like watching him pitch, but I like watching Jordan Hicks pitch in his first couple or few innings with the Red Sox. But I don't think that depth wise, first off, this isn't the team that they built in Fort Myers. So depth wise, they just have anything to compete. Like, if Romy Gonzalez proves me wrong, credit to him, he's not going to keep hitting 450 off lefties. Like, those are Paul Goldschmidt numbers off lefties. Like, he's killing them right now, but I don't know that that's going to keep up. I hope it does. And good for him if he proves me wrong, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, there's the so the three wild card. Oh, Trevor Story just hit a three-run homer. Talk about a guy that gets all high
Yeah,
on.
on
Um,
fire.
uh, the three wild card teams adds a funny wrinkle to all this because they're two games out of the wild card, and that's the Mariners. That for the last spot, and only one game. Oh no, three games behind the Yankees. So I I still have a vision in my head with Yoshida about to come back. Bregman, they say probably at the end of the week, or they'll just wait till after the trade deadline. It's like either the end of this week or the end of the trade or after the deadline. But
Well, for
I
my sake,
still
I
have
hope he
a
gets a rehab start in Worcester.
they said he is going to do a minor league
Oh,
rehabs. Yeah.
well, then I hope it's in Worcester.
Um, but I just I Durant just seems like the guy that's gonna go.
Ye- Yeah, if they're buyers, yeah. But they're also putting another guy who can go, who, I mean, it depends on who you send him to. That salary can travel, I guess, especially if somebody offers to eat it. Where if Yoshida comes back and has a hot couple of weeks, he could be a guy that moves. I mean, I know he has a large ass contract, but shit, man, they moved a $300 million contract. They can certainly move a $90 million contract.
Hey, have you seen a date on Yoshida's return?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Oh, it is definitely tomorrow.
Yeah, Cora said
Uh,
that today.
oh yeah, Yoshida likely to debut Wednesday. Great. Yeah, so that I just feel like there were already rumors about Duran. Roman Anthony has started he made the adjustments. He's doing well. And I'm actually excited to see him against better pitching with the Dodgers, Cubs, and whoever else it is. Uh
Phillies.
Phillies. Oh God. Now talk about good pitching.
Yeah, all
Um
literally 3 series in a row where all 3 teams are division leaders. That's your, if you're a real team, that's your proving ground
yeah,
in all
go,
reality.
go at least 5-4 in those 9 games and prove it.
Yeah,
Uh
but I mean, 5-4 kind of proves that you're a 500 team.
yeah, but you'd win two of the series.
I get what you're saying, but still, it just kind of snaps you right back.
Yeah, I said before, I think they'll dip, and especially if they don't make some impactful move at the deadline. The big difference between 2024 and 2023, 2024 and this year is they have just an absolute uh, unequivocal ace.
Yes,
They
that
have a they were throwing out stats his last start. he was the fourth pitcher in Red Sox history to have 150 strikeouts and a like 240 ERA, and the other ones were Clemens, Pedro, and Chris Sale.
I'm glad you said the other three because those are Hall of Famers.
Yes.
Um, he is
Well,
well,
one of them's never getting it.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I
Okay,
guess
I'm not
great
gonna,
point
don't
there.
do it.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
not
do
gonna.
it.
Not gonna. Whoo, I see a soapbox. I'm just not gonna step up on it. Um,
You'd probably fall
so
off after all those post-golf beers,
I
ladies and
mean
gentlemen.
vodka's Tom. Who can
Oh
afford
yeah.
the calories?
Well,
Uh,
some of us still can.
leads
Some of
the
us have a
yeah, great
metabolism.
metabolism. Oh, here he comes. Um, uh, innings pitched, league leader, and the best one of all that you can clearly see how much he dominates the lineup. The league leader in strikeouts, already at 150. Um, if he stays healthy, he's definitely in Cy Young contention. I mean, right now the pitchers in the AL with him, Freed, and Tarek Skubal. I mean, it's very fun to watch. It's like going back to an era where pitching was this dominant. And it's been every fifth day he puts you in line for a win. And when they're beating on these teams and they get up with three or four in the first two innings, you can legitimately put that game on in the background because it's Garrett Crochet's going to get through this. He's going to give you six. He may give up two because at that point in the game, he's going to pitch to contact to just get guys out. He knows he's got, well, I was going to say he knows he's got talented fielders behind him, but he knows he's got at least fielders behind him. But yeah, it's been one of the only bright spots really consistently of the entire first half.
Yeah. It's it's just if they were to have one guy, it would just you'd be like, well, at least Crochet made it. Because I would if they walked away from the when the lineups were announced and they were like the Red Sox had one representative and it was Garrett Crochet. For me, someone that's watched this team every day, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense and absolutely deserved it and could if how certain pitchers line up heading into next week, he could start it. But it could be by chance. Like if Scooble and Hunter Brown, if they like pitch on Sunday, then
Yeah.
Crochet could start it. And it would, and
Yeah.
no one's going to be like, he doesn't deserve this. He could, they all could be up for it and he could get it. He's been that good.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. I think I mean I think if we're gonna split hairs here now, I think Scooble deserves to start it and be named the starter.
Oh,
Um
sure. But I
and
mean,
then but
when the difference is
yeah.
4 innings between those two guys, sure, give it to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Scooble. But
But just like saying he's if he was the only one, like if he was the only one, I would have been kind of upset that Aroldis Chapman didn't make it because he has been having a really like resurgent year. Um, and he definitely deserved to make it. Like he's been absolutely shut down out of the bullpen. And to be honest, not a guy I was sold on when they signed him, and they definitely signed the right person. Going from what they had last year in Kenley to who I liked, but this is just a totally different form of he's going to throw 102 and he's going to just smoke it right by you.
totally, I agree he should have made it. But you know, everyone gets one, and lots of times you want to see like, is it more exciting to see Aroldis Chapman or like Jacob DeGrom actually get to the game? Because DeGrom's been amazing. So,
Well, I
I think
mean,
people prefer the starting
that's
pitcher.
yeah, I mean, that's why Shane Smith's going. Like
Yeah.
over a couple of guys like everybody needs one. Um But yeah, I think Chapman and Crochet deserve it. I I honestly cannot believe that Alex Bregman is going. And if it's fan vote, I mean, he had a good couple of months. I think he probably would have stayed on that track, but I don't know, man. He's missed a month of the season already. I don't think that makes you an all-star. And I mean, I know Kershaw is my guy, and he's only going because of his 3,000 strikeouts, but I don't know.
Yeah, I straight up just didn't. I didn't expect Bregman. Like, I know he got to that weird second round of like fan vote and all that.
And that's what carried it, I'm sure. But like he had a
And
he was having an all-star caliber season when he got hurt. But
yeah, and he said he's not going to play. He might bring his kid to the All-Star game and then come just go back to Boston.
yeah,
But like he doesn't qualify for like the batting title right now. He does because
yeah,
he's
no.
missed so much time. So if you look at Jose Ramirez is there, um, this is a good way to just get into it.
Yeah, let's
Isaac
do it.
Paredes isn't on the roster and he has 17 and 19 homers. Junior Caminero has 21.
Caminero.
Caminero, oh, but he's there. Um,
He's there. Tom, if we're just going snubs, we'll go league by league. It sounds like we're going in the AL. Joe Adell for the Angels, not making the All-Star team. That's not a good look. I mean, he definitely deserves it over a guy like Julio Rodriguez, who has been there before and is really just there over kind of star power and fan vote stuff. I mean, that's why I don't like this. You're actually like the fan vote was fine when it was for starters. And at one point, it honestly looked like there could be 9 Dodgers starting the All-Star game. But at some point, I know you're trying to keep fans engaged. But at this point, Joe Adell should be an All-Star. And now you got a guy like Jose, uh, who was I talking about?
Julio
Julio
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Sorry. Jose Ramirez is there. Julio Rodriguez, who's been there before, but I don't know if he's good, but I don't think he should be there. And then if you want to go to the NL, Tom, a guy we've been texting about that is not there.
Seiya Suzuki.
That's him. I mean,
And I,
how the hell?
yeah, I think he got punished in a way that Bregman didn't because he got hurt. I think it's crazy, even though he's been incredible since he came back. I think it's crazy Ronald Acuna is starting the All-Star game when he came back in May.
Yeah, I mean, Seiya Suzuki has 25 home runs and is currently leading the major leagues in RBIs, I believe. That's
He'll
true.
get
That's
on
a true
there.
fact. Yeah, I know he'll replace somebody who's hurt or who's not going to play, but that's my problem. It used to be at least flawed at the starter level, like you just pointed out with Acuna. Now it feels like the guys that the managers and players used to select aren't getting in because now they go to some second round of fan vote type shit where it just kind of takes away from deserving guys who it's not my fault you're not watching Seiya Suzuki. And it's not Seiya Suzuki's fault that he's not being put up there. Like he's
Well,
leading the
this is
majors in RBIs with 25 home runs. He's
this has
played
been my
only
argument.
he's played
No, go ahead.
86 games. He's been there. He hasn't been hurt this year. I
Oh
don't think
yeah.
he's been hurt.
No, I guess he hasn't. Um, hmm. I was watching a Cubs game and they were like so and so's coming back. But maybe like Suzuki just had was off for like 2 days. Um, but uh this has been my argument because when you talk about the Hall of Fame or guys with contracts coming up, they mention how many All-Star teams they've made.
Yep.
But and you were talking about how Kershaw's your guy and he made it as a legend and he probably won't pitch. Or maybe he will. They'll trot him out there or whatever.
Probably
Like
strike somebody out.
when I looked at the original, like so Judge made it as the number one vote getter. And then they go to that second round to get the rest of the starters.
Mm-hmm.
Trout was in that. And I
Yeah.
love Trout. And Trout's been playing good since he came back. But he has
Yep.
13 home runs and he's batting like 235. He shouldn't be
Yep.
in that group. And that's what having the fan vote does, where I guess have fans vote for the starter, sure, but then make it strictly peers for and coaches for the rest of the roster.
Yeah.
I and I thought that's how they did it, but maybe the fan vote gets
Only
into
the
it more.
pitchers. Only the pitchers are picked by coaches and players.
Uh,
So
so
you couldn't
the
vote for any of the pitchers, but and like that's why it's kind of impressive that Chapman is there and Josh Hader is also having a huge bounce back season. Um, but again, I think for the most part, with the exception of Acuna, I think the starters are pretty right on. Um,
oh, see, I was just
maybe.
gonna come up with one that I think two other people should be starting in a position before one player.
Oh, wow. Okay, go ahead and lay it on me.
I think the American League shortstop is just wrong.
Interesting.
Bobby Witt Jr. should start
Well, Bobby Witt Jr. isn't having as good a season as Jacob Wilson is.
based on just batting average,
I mean,
more steals, more runs, more home runs, more RBI, more slashing 296, 346, 503. Better slugging percentage, better defensive run saved.
Tom, I mean, Jacob Wilson's hitting 335 with 111 hits. I mean, he
I
doesn't walk a lot, but he never strikes out. Um, I
I think
I don't.
it's exciting and I think it's cool that he's a rookie. I just think Bobby Witt Jr. and Jeremy Pena should start over him.
Oh boy. Um, so I don't. I
Pena's
just
betting
don't.
322 if you want
Okay.
to do that.
I mean, listen. 330 is probably going to win that guy a batting title. What's Judge at? Did Judge come back down to earth? I don't have the
He's
leaders in
bet
front of me.
360.
Nope.
So
So he's not
he's
going to win a
still
batting title.
25 points.
Hey, listen, I don't know. I love Bobby Witt, but I'm a Jacob Wilson supporter. I'm happy he's there. Uh those poor Athletics kind of stink. Um
They lost 21 games in a row.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Another, sorry.
Oh boy, here we go.
Um, again another guy I think where everyone got excited and a little bounce back. Should Javi Baez be starting in the All-Star game?
Oh boy. Um I did when he got elected, I did see a lot of like it or not posts
Mm-hmm.
that he was there. Um but I mean, I'd rather put Joe Adell there. That's a guy that I'd like to have Joe Adell there. Um, and put Baez on the bench and bump Julio Rodriguez off. Um, but I like it. I don't mind it. I don't mind that as much. He is
Some
having a
may
bounce back
say,
year and he's playing on the best team in baseball right now.
yeah,
Yeah, he is.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just out here
I will say,
thinking
I will, if I can
basically a
offer
hot
one
May.
thing,
What?
maybe Pete Alonso over Freddie Freeman on the National League side.
I think that is where the fan vote comes in. I mean, 279 and 10 home runs, by the way, for Baez is good,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
he's riding the Detroit wave, I think, right there, Tom.
yeah. I mean, if you're gonna just get another, put Zach McKinstry in there.
There we go.
But I guess he's more utility. And what about Byron Buxton? I
He's in there.
boldly
I mean, he's
stated,
not starting, but he's in there.
I boldly stated here once that when he's fully healthy, he could be a top 5 player. He's not up there necessarily. Oh, Jack's
Oops.
just, you just totally threw off my editing of this episode. But yeah, the comparison
Sorry.
between Alonso and Freddie Freeman, that is
Whoops.
just press.
Whoops.
That's just press.
The
Um,
Alonso has him in every category except for batting average. And Freddie's got him at 20 points, 307, 287. But my
so
goodness.
people say, Jack, that
Hmm.
WAR is an imperfect statistic. You've heard it, I've heard it, everyone's heard it. Okay?
Yep.
If we're talking WAR in the outfield, can you guess who's number one? You can in the American League.
In the American League outfield, um, can I guess? Yeah, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, by a lot because he has
Hmm.
a 7 WAR. Um, number
Is it the
two,
guy you were just waxing poetic on, Byron
number
Buxton?
two is Byron Buxton. Number three is the other starter, Riley Green.
Yep.
Can you guess who number four is?
In the American League,
In the American League, this is Fangraphs WAR.
Fangraphs War, American League. Oh boy. Um, is it an All-Star Game snub?
No one would say it, but when you look at it from this
Oh my
perspective, you
gosh,
might be like,
Tom. Is it Cedon Rafaela?
it's Ceddanne
Oh
Rafaela.
my God, he is a snub. He's been playing so good. We didn't even get to talk about him when we talked about how hot Roman Anthony is. Do you know in his last 35 games, he's hitting 320?
He just had a massive RBI double tonight. They were talking about it in the broadcast. He f he figured out a way to have, as Merloni put it, talking to Cora, his A swing every time. So he's not like he's still chasing. He's he
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 gonna
let a
chase.
strike
He gonna
he's
chase.
he let a strike go by, swung at a ball 10 feet in. It might have been behind him, and then let a ball go right down the middle today. But it didn't matter because like the next half inning, someone on the Rockies hit a fly ball, and you were like, it was when the camera switched, you're like, oh, and then you saw him, and you're like, oh, that's a catch.
Yep,
He is. I can't believe how dynamic he has been for the last 2 months. It's
I like
incredible.
that. Um, another snub now that we're just talking about guys.
Yeah, sure.
And I always say leave Rafaela alone.
Hmm.
Um, George Springer having a hell of a season up in Toronto.
Yeah.
I think he probably should
Um,
have made the All-Star team.
this is where it gets like tough. And you know, I almost broke out this take at some point. I personally want to see more from Julio Rodriguez before we crown the man. Now, I looked into it today when I was looking into the snubs and everything. He's had good seasons. It's always
Yeah,
been good, but every season, and he's only 24, and he does not hit in a hitter-friendly park. Every season he's ticked down just slightly.
yeah,
If you look at all the numbers, they're ticking down ever so slightly.
I see it.
And he burst onto the scene as a rookie. What was he, 21, 20?
Mm-hmm. 21.
Very exciting. Just that seems like a guy on the All-Star team because of his name.
Well, I mean, that was exactly how we started this whole thing.
Right. But this goes into um, kind of the Springer conversation. Randy Arozarena, his teammate, is having a better year. Like every number is better except runs, but it's it's a name thing. Uh, Bellinger's having a better year. Jake Myers. Oh, well, no, Jake Myers only has 3 home runs. That's a defensive thing for his WAR. But I don't know. I'm just that's one guy when I saw it, I was like, I don't love it. But honestly, everyone else, Brent Rooker, Quan, Byron Buxton, Witt, Pena, Brendan Lau. Is that Lau or Lowe? I know. Yeah, he's Lau. Brendan Lau, Jazz
Brennan
Chisholm,
Lowe, Josh Lowe. Yeah. I
Alex
mean, I'm
Bregman.
looking, I'm doing a comparison here between Joe Adell and Julio Rodriguez, and I think I might have just been looking at power numbers here. It seems pretty split. I mean, Julio Rodriguez is the better fielder, but Joe Adell has better splits, and he's just got more power. He's got 19 homers and 52 RBIs.
Yeah, Brian Wu made it and
Yeah,
Andres Munoz. So they
and
have
the
three
dumper,
guys.
baby.
Oh yeah, and the dumper, of course. I wasn't looking at the starters. Uh
The dumper's
yeah,
putting up the dumper's putting up historical numbers.
but know what this All-Star uh all these selections made me realize when I was like looking at it?
What's that?
Riley Green is I like Riley Green.
I think
That's what I came
I
to the
can't
conclusion I came to.
I can't remember where I saw it, the article. I think it was Fangraphs, but it was Riley Green is Luis Arraez Wario. And he's
Yeah.
just how he's the opposite in every metric.
Mm-hmm.
But he just
31K
crushes.
percentage, but hits bombs.
Yeah, I mean 99 hits, 22 homers, 282 average. Can't get out of here.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a leader. And he's only
Um,
24 too.
and on the other side, and Eugenio Suarez, I love it. The guy seems like he's been around forever. And someone posted after he just hit, did he just hit his like 300th home run or 350th? Yeah, he just hit his 300th this year. Um, and oh, his birthday's coming up, day after yours. Uh,
Hey,
he's
nice.
turning what? He's 33. And someone was like, is he just gonna quietly retire with 500 home runs? And then all of a sudden, everyone's gonna be like, do we have to put an Eugenio Suarez in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, he
I mean,
had a
30,
damn near
300
50
at
home run
30.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no, I
30,
get you.
that's it's I don't know, 200, 198 more, maybe not,
196 more.
96 more.
Yeah,
But
I don't think so. That's obviously a lot to get, but I mean, damn.
yeah,
Yeah, Eugenio can mash. He can mash.
um, and
I
then
mean, he had 30 last year and he has 28 this year. So watch out for
I
them
love
snakes, Tommy. Watch out for them snakes.
I love that James Wood made it. Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. Talk about
yeah.
a damn near superstar in the making. He's I'm so excited. He's doing the home run derby too. Him, Byron Buxton, Cal Raleigh, like kind of a new era of home run derby.
Can I say something though?
Yeah, of course.
Kind of wish Cal Raleigh wasn't.
Oh, you think he's gonna tire himself out?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Judge essentially has the MVP locked up, but that would be exciting.
Yeah, I know what you mean when you say that, but I gotta tell you what, I like this lineup, dude. Raleigh, Acuna. I mean, Acuna has only 9, but you know he can put on a show. James Wood, Byron Buxton, and Tom. Oniel Cruz
Yes,
is gonna light some shit up.
he just joined today, right?
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
last one to join. I mean, he has his hardest hit home run of 2025 is 123 miles an hour. I rounded up, it's 122.9. But if anybody wants to know, that would be the hardest hit batted ball, base hit, and home run of the StatCast era. So,
And I will say this right now. Do not put the children out there when he is batting. Please, for the love of God. He can hit the ball 122 miles an hour. Don't put kids in the outfield.
yeah. So just by comparison, out of all the other competitors, his is the hardest by 6 miles an hour.
Yeah, the next hardest was his own, right?
Well, yeah, probably,
Oh, if you
but the
take
next
him out,
yeah, if the
it was
competitors was
Stanton.
116.
Was
Oh,
it
and I'm talking
Stanton?
about the guys in the home run derby. It was 116, and
Oh,
that was James Wood.
God, that is so fast. I would be terrified to be the first baseman. Um, that's all right. So I think we're both gonna have the same guys here, but say who you think should start from each league
Oh, okay.
as the
Scooble and
pitcher.
Skeens.
Yeah. I, I have the same. I just again, Zach Wheeler quietly dominates, and you're like, if he started, don't care.
Yeah, Yamamoto too.
Yeah. It's just like those if you had Freed or Crochet in the AL, you're gonna be like,
Hmm.
I would have picked Scooble, but I'm not upset
Or
about those.
even like you called out, even Hunter Brown. I mean, even that.
Yeah. The Bayo just threw a complete game. Um,
He does. He's just good for one of those each year.
yeah, he let up a homer in the ninth, which sucks because it would have been a shutout. But this is what they're. I will say this: they are beating the bad teams, which wasn't always the
Yep.
case last year,
Yeah,
and
no, you're right.
wasn't the case in April when they struggled against the White Sox.
Yep.
But what I want to wrap up talking about, Jack, is we came on here like 2 or 3 weeks ago and talked about we were like, oh no, there's not going to be division races. Well, let's
Yep.
just say what you alluded to earlier with the Toronto Blue Jays. The American League East has flipped because the Blue Jays are now up 3.5 games over the Yankees, who were up, I
Yep.
think, 8 at some point
Yeah,
in May
when
or
we had that
June.
conversation, they were
Um,
way up.
th they've won 10 in a row. I believe they won tonight, or are winning. They swept the Yankees, and they swept the Yankees. One of the games was Canada Day, which is July 1st. It's their Independence Day, and
Yep.
that was a vibe if you saw
Yeah.
those highlights. Um,
I mean, the Red
but
Sox are 7-3 over their last 10. The Blue Jays are 9-1.
yeah, well, the Red Sox are 8-2 now, Jack.
Oh, that's true.
Um, and the number I gave you that they scored 76 runs in their last nine games, that is now 86 in their last 10. That's nuts.
It
Not the
is.
best pitching, but that's nuts.
I mean, the pitching's been good enough against these
Oh,
quadruple
I
A
mean,
teams.
who they're facing, who they're scoring the
Oh
86
yeah.
runs.
Blue Jays are up 6-1 against the White Sox, so it looks like they're just going to go to a straight 10-0 over the last 10.
Yeah. How's that for the Red Sox? 8-2. You don't make up any ground. Zero.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. They've won
Um,
9, so tonight they are going to win 10 in a row.
and then we were, talking about how the Tigers and Twins, I think at the time were close. The Tigers are now up 14 and a half games over them. And
on both them
yeah,
and the Royals.
the Astros flipped the Mariners and are up 6.5 games.
Even without
They're,
Bregman, still a team somehow built to win all the time.
yeah. And they picked a
And Kyle
big
Tucker.
flaming, flame throwing right-hander. Um, and like
But the
they got rid
Mariners are
of,
also 7-3 over their last 10, so they might be right there at the end.
yeah, but I mean, the Astros are have the exact same record, so you can't make up ground.
Yeah.
Um, the American League East is going to be the one for us, I think, between the Mets and Phillies. The
National
the
League East.
Braves, National League East, the Braves have fallen behind the Marlins at this point,
The
which is
Braves are
tough
just
because they
going
were my
through it.
pick.
I'm going to tell you what. Uh, I mean, I know Acuna just came back, but Chris Sale is just having another Cy Young caliber year as well. He's got a
Yeah.
2.52 ERA. And where's the strikeouts? 114 strikeouts in 89 innings.
Hmm. Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yep. How's Von Grissom doing this year?
In Worcester.
Yep.
He's 500, less than 500 away from 3,000. He could be that next guy.
Oh wow. Um, and then the National League Central might give us something if the Brewers can hang around with the Cubs, but I think the Cubs are better.
Yeah, but I mean, we just haven't got a full Jacob Mizorowski yet. Like he's gonna get
Yeah.
wound up. He looks like a velociraptor. Somebody taught a velociraptor how to pitch, and that's
The Mi-
Jason Mizorowski.
the Wizard of Oz.
I like it. I'm not.
He's beating the Dodgers today.
Yeah,
Only gave up a Shohei leadoff
yeah,
homer.
yeah. I saw that. Shohei,
And then the Dodgers
Shohei,
just
Shohei.
opened it up against both the Padres and Giants.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks just kind of faded out of it as well.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be there for a little bit, but they are not.
I was looking, I forgot what point I was trying to make the other day in my own brain, and I reversed the qualified ERA leaders. So you have
Mm.
Skeen or Hunter Brown and Skeens at the top. Did you know Brandon Pfaadt and Zach Gallen? Well, this was until Gallen pitched a good game yesterday. They were second and third to last
Oh wow,
of all qualified pitchers.
damn.
71 that so they were 70th and 69th. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense why they're not
Yeah.
good. And Gallen was always good, but now if you're pumping 95 and relying on a curveball, you probably got like 2 or 3 good years in you.
Mm.
So there-
I I mean Jacob Mizorowski got roughed up in his game against the Mets his last start, but I mean
yeah,
he's threw six at the Dodgers with 12 strikeouts and only one earned.
yeah, yeah, very good. Uh, so that's all I got for you, Jack. Should we announce? We're gonna announce to the people now. If you've
Oh
stuck
boy.
with us this long, next week, Jack Jack and me are going to be joined by Tim, and we are
It's a
going to
big one.
have a fantasy football style draft with different categories, and we're going to pick our favorite sports movies. So I think we settled on 6 categories:
Yep.
baseball movie, football movie, basketball movie, a serious movie, a kids movie, and then a personal favorite, a little wild card in there.
Yep.
So, uh, come on, come all. That's going to be a hoot. And Jack, I'm going to randomize it live. I'm going to put our names on some sort of randomizer for the draft order. But I think both of us can say right now we want Tim to have the number one pick to see what he does.
We know what he's gonna do. Ernie Davis is coming home to
If
Tim
he,
in
no,
literally every category, with the exception
Tim,
of baseball.
if since he's not going to listen to this because he's a bad brother, um, he make a prediction. If he had the number one pick, like seriously, what do you think he would pick? Because I have an idea.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
you're not going to make your pick of what you think his pick would be? I just asked you to do that.
I'm sorry. I thought you cut out a little bit. All I heard was
Oh,
I have an idea of what it's going to be.
no. I said make a pick. If Tim had the number one pick, what do you think for real he would pick?
Just overall, or it's category based.
Right, but he can pick a movie. He can pick any sports movie and
Oh,
put it
okay, and
into
assign it to each category.
right.
I
It's not
mean,
like first round has to be a football movie. You can pick if you have the number one
sure.
pick, you can pick any.
He's not gonna pick Field of Dreams.
I know. I think we're pretty good
If
with the
he
serious baseball movies, unless he like comes out and picks the natural.
if he has the overall pick, oh man, yeah, I think he'll go he might go the Express, but I mean if I guess remember the Titans would be the smart
See,
bet.
that's what I would think he would pick,
Yeah.
but with a very very close second.
The Express is in there.
No, his.
No?
I think the only other chance for him to pick number one overall would be he takes a cheap shot on me and takes a ring right off my finger.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. Gotta do
But
it.
that would have to be in the wild card unless you consider it a serious movie. That's what we're
Of
gonna have to
course that's a
litigate.
serious movie.
Yeah, it won the Cold
I
War.
like that we're gonna open. It did not. It happened years. That movie happened years after the Cold War was over. But
Oh, really? Was the wall up, Jack?
no. When the movie Miracle was built,
No, when the story happened.
oh God. I said when the movie was built, and that's
Yeah,
not how
I know.
movies are made.
No, I was right there with you. I've seen post golf vodka Jack before. I speak the language.
Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, I think you're seriously underplaying what he's gonna do with the Express.
That's
It's
why
gonna
I
be a
think
theme. It's gonna be a theme of the draft.
or I see. I just don't want him to have the middle pick. He needs to have the turn each time, so we can just be like, buckle up.
Okay.
This is gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to write down as we all
For
pick.
six
I'm gonna,
movies, so it's gonna be what, 18 movies total?
yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Is it though?
There's
You
a
ever
lot
seen
more than 18 sports movies.
Have you ever seen Heaven Can Wait? I just watched it.
Yeah, I have seen that. It's not bad.
Yeah, Warren Beatty dies.
Yeah.
He gets hit by a truck while biking to practice as quarterback
In
of
a
the St.
tunnel.
Louis Rams, and he
Los
has to
Angeles
find
Rams.
another his Los Angeles Rams, and he has to find another body to inherit with his soul to go win the Super Bowl.
And it's an old man.
No, he ends
Oh
up.
no, George Burns is the old man. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, he ends up. Uh, I mean, let's just talk about it. It's over 50 years old. We can probably spoil it. The quarterback of the Rams dies in the Super Bowl and he takes over his body.
Yeah.
That's
They
leading
were out
that's
there.
leading ABC News, Wide World of
Yeah. Oh
Sports the
yeah, of
next
course.
day.
But then hey, he's back.
He's back, scrambles for a game-winning touchdown in overtime. Wins the Super Bowl. But
That's probably not going to be in the top 18.
Jack, there's wild cards out there. Who
Yeah.
knows what Tim might just be cinephiling in his cruiser,
He
just
could be
gr
just
grinding tape.
I was just going to say he wants to do that, but at the same time I think he's just going to do Gridiron Gang over and over and over.
Oh, he doesn't know what that movie is.
Gridiron Gang
No,
with
no.
Exhibit and
He
The
doesn't.
Rock?
No, he doesn't know what Heaven Can Wait is.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He definitely knows what Gridiron Gang is. You know
Yeah.
what, Tom? Tom, I'm gonna change my pick. And this is actually a good, I'm gonna lay down some money on this. I think he's going to pick Hardball as his baseball movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or his serious movie, and his reasoning will be like, "You didn't cry with G, baby."
Yeah. Yep. He'll pick hardball. We're gonna have to talk about some things because like I guess sports are sports. Like your serious movie could be The Color of Money, but he doesn't know what that is. Is your wild card gonna be Days of Thunder?
He's just going through Tom Cruise movies.
Well, yeah, because they're all like sports adjacent.
What about Semi-Pro? That's in there.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I gotta make a
You
master
got to
list.
just go through. You got to go through Will Ferrell's whole IMDb page. You'll find about 15 just there.
Kicking and
Kicking and
screaming.
screaming, fantastic. Underrated. We should have an underrated category.
Um, yeah, Do we? Okay, now we're gonna talk, Jack, off air. Because now I'm thinking we replaced the kids movie with comedy. Because now you got a new
Oh,
category for Major League.
yep. Basketball.
Oh, basketball is going to be my serious one. Okay, Jack, we're rambling.
Yeah,
It's
now
almost
this
10
is what
o'clock at
next
night.
week's gonna do.
I know. Buckle up for like a 2 hour podcast next week. Like, clear out. All right, Jack.
Bye bye.